CarolinaPrepper.com. If you're looking for quality food storage for hiking, fishing, hunting, basic survival needs, or just for everyday use, check out our food storage line at CarolinaPrepper.com. We also carry other fine quality products, such as our can-can concealment holsters for men and women. Keeping your firearm under cover and within reach puts confidence in your hands in any situation. Our products are 100% American-made. Check us out today at CarolinaPrepper.com.
And now, it's time to Stand for Truth with the host of Stand for Truth Radio, Susan Knowles.
Carolina Prepper. Good morning, everyone. How are you? Good to see you. Hey, Gary. Hey, Robin. Hugh, good to see you. Shauna, good to see you. Hey, H-Man, how are you? Walker, Texas. Chicago Pops. Hello, hello. Good morning. How's everybody doing? Jill, good to see you. Antonio. Hey, Political, how are you? Good to see everybody. Glad you're doing okay. Baby Judo Chop. Great morning. Hey, Tammy, good to see you. Thank you for being here today. Texas M. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. As you're coming in and sharing, if you will, please, to your followers and to everybody else. I know H-Man. He has the worst luck of anybody, I tell you. Hey, Max, good morning. As you please retweet, thank you. I will go ahead and read to you Psalm 82, and then we'll get started. God stands in the congregation of the mighty. He judges among the gods. How long will you judge unjustly and show partiality to the wicked? Defend the poor and fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and needy. Deliver the poor and needy. Free them from the hand of the wicked. They do not know, nor do they understand. They walk about in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are unstable. I said, you are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But you shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Arise, O God, judge the earth, for you shall inherit all nations. All right, all right. Is everybody able to retweet this and share this? Looks like I can see that right now Tillerson is basically denying reports that he had a rift with President Trump back in July. Part of the, I think the left's agenda just to do everything they can to, thank you, Cully, to interfere with what this president is doing, make him look bad, make him look like there's a problem with this administration. Hey, Asher, good morning. Robin, good morning to you as well. All right, so let's get started. As somebody had just mentioned, this guy got arrested last night. I want to kind of start there with St. Louis. Thank you, Jules, for the super hearts. You know, as you watch some of these protests going on in St. Louis now for the 19th day in a row, I think it is, and you have people who are standing out in the middle of the street, people who are breaking the law by, yes, H-Man, stay off the freeway. Out in the middle of the street, breaking the law once again, preventing traffic from moving. And then they, the riot police, of course, come out, and then immediately they're chanting, "Why are you wearing, riot gear? There's no riot here." Well, yeah, there would be a riot there if they allowed things to continue, most likely, but They did what they call a kettle, and they put everybody 19 days. I know, get a life. I know, Cully. They put everybody in this formation where they couldn't get out. And, I mean, all of these people who were 5 minutes beforehand talking so bravely about how we're going to do this, and this is what democracy looks like, and all of that, suddenly turned into whiners. I've never heard such whiners in all of my life, who were like, "Oh, please, please, don't arrest me. I'm on the sidewalk. I wasn't in the road, whatever." And then these people expected and basically demanded the police officers to tell them whether or not they were going to arrest them. and they felt like they had a right to be out in the street. And you know, you look at that, and they absolutely felt that they had a right to be in the street. It's hard to be able to talk to somebody like that and talk about being rational. Mommy's going to pay for my good life. I know. And then the guy at the inn, good morning, Rhonda. At the inn, one guy who was getting arrested was trying to get people to donate really quickly so that they could afford to pay these people and put them out on bail. And it's like, really? You're asking for donations? I've seen so many people ask for donations and Patreon accounts and you know, super PACs in the last couple of days. I tell you, unless you're a millionaire, you're not going to be able to afford all of this. Hey, Carmen. So anyway, you know, watching these people, the left and some of their ideologies, they actually really believe that they have an absolute right, a First Amendment right, to be out in the middle of the freeway protesting. And that by arresting them, they are somehow having their First Amendment rights infringed. They in no way see this as a criminal act at all. So, again, it's very hard to talk to somebody like that and try to be rational and rationalize a situation with somebody like that when they are so far removed from the truth. Did anybody else see that last night? Was anybody watching that in St. Louis? Laws are laws, good Lord. I know. Play devil's advocate. Some of these people have 2 to 3 degrees and still can't find employment. Well, and I guess that's why they're there, Plant. I mean, you know, what else? I saw a man who was probably, I don't know, early 60s. And I was thinking he looked like a professor. You know, he looked like a professor. And I was thinking, gosh, you may lose your job tomorrow. But then again, you may get a raise tomorrow at your university. So I wasn't sure. But it was just amazing to watch. And some guy did take his car, go up on the, I guess, off the freeway onto the grass and went around these people. And they were so incensed that this guy was breaking the law and going up on the grass. Videotaping them from the overpass. They can't say it wasn't me. I know, H-Man. That's the thing. And even Reb Z, who was A Pepper, who was taping everything. I mean, people can watch Periscope. The police can watch Periscope, and everything that he is taping, it's showing people out in the middle of the street. Now he tries to keep anything that they're doing wrong. He tries to keep that off camera, but I mean, you can only do that so much. And he talks to the police as if they are, I don't know, garbage or something. I don't know. I mean, it's so weird. And he's calling them out. And all the time calling them out, and then at the end wants to be treated really well. I know, H-Man, he says that he is press every time. You know, like, I'm the press. Apolitical. It's in St. Louis. Good morning, Marlene. So I have one myself to blame for having a hard life, but these protesters, they're crybabies. I know. They're crybabies. Good morning, Robert. Thank you for the flowers. I mean, it's just amazing to kind of watch people who are breaking the law and telling everybody else, you know, looking at them like, why are you breaking the law? Only we can break the law. So we're talking about the St. Louis protesters that are going on for 19 days straight now. And also, I was on there last night and I said, unlimited, what? David, I was on there telling them to go ahead and arrest them, you know, because they broke the law. And somebody who didn't like that put me on a timeout for a minute because they didn't like that. Everybody else was saying arrest them, but I'm the one that got the boot for a minute. So anyway, I thought that was interesting, you know. But that's how it goes. It's only about their laws, their rules, and you know, not yours. Anyway, so getting on to other news and talking about Las Vegas. As we know, the president is on his way to Las Vegas. He left very early in the morning. So, a long trip there. I don't know if he's going to be staying for 2 days or not, or if it's going to be just a one-day trip. But that should be interesting to see how people, do as I say, not as I do. Yeah, so it'll be interesting. Hey, good morning, Josette. Thank you for the hair compliment. But also, I wrote an article this morning deliveries tax service in Phoenix within weeks. Thoughts? I don't know what. Oh, driverless tax service. I don't know about that, Carmen. I haven't heard anything about that. Yes, the girlfriend is back in the USA. They're questioning her, I guess, even as we speak, which is good. Politico is attempting to put a negative spin on Tillerson's news conference. Politico really is such a left-wing type outlet. It's so obvious. It's, just amazing. But are we surprised? Hey, Kim, good to see you. Anyway, I wrote an article in regards to Las Vegas. It's at susanknowles.com if you have time to read it. In doing some research, gets awards for best hair on social media. Thanks, Asher. Good, she needs to give up the info. Yeah, she does. She needs to give it up. Hopefully, again, that she won't get an attorney, that she'll be totally open with it. She'll have to be very careful because they will be looking at her as somebody who helped and knew about it, accessory before the crime, perhaps. Her sisters in the Philippines are saying that supposedly he found some type of told her, here's some cheap tickets I found to go to the Philippines. H-Man, she may have known about all of the guns he had, but may not have known how many, may not have known that some were turned into automatic rifles and that was illegal. She may not have known that. Did anyone hear about the black man shoots up white church, media ignores anti-white hate crime happened over a week ago from Mark Dice? Yeah, we heard a little about it. Paul Ryan now taking Hillary's position on gun control, Rhonda said. Girlfriend's back and there's going to be trouble. Yeah, so he tried to get her out of town, supposedly, for, just telling her, here's some cheap tickets I found for the Philippines, kind of go see your family, enjoy yourself, that type of thing, and that she knew nothing about it. Who knows if she did or not? I'm sure we'll find out. I think that the fact that she came back so quickly and that she hasn't asked for an attorney kind of makes it look good for her. I don't know if that's, she knows that is making it look good for her, or if it actually is genuine, and to me right now it feels genuine that she didn't have anything to hide and she came back in order to help out. She's probably in shock herself, I would imagine, and not knowing what in the world happened. Hey, Barbara, good to see you. Her sister's in Australia on the Gold Coast. Sorry, just sat for 3 hours during a bomb scare at work, Texas said. Wow. What happened there? He controlled her, paid for her to do things, if you get my drift, Shauna says. Wow. Who knows? Was there a letter he left? I'm not sure. Okay, Texas. Shooter had a pilot license and a plane with explosives in the home. He first needed guns to kill. Amber said, I'm not sure I understand the point you're trying to make, but are you saying he could have used anything else? Didn't need guns. Yeah. That girlfriend put up with his giving orders, Shauna said. What about the $100K he wired to her in the Philippines? Very strange. Yeah, and that is very strange. And what did she know or not know about that? If she wasn't aware of anything when she got that $100,000, if she got it, what did she think about that? Because that is, somebody all of a sudden sends you $100,000, you're going to have questions. I read he met her at Gold Members Club and they got together. Yeah, Asher, supposedly she used to be, I guess, one of a dealer at Las Vegas, so I could see that he met her there. Everything on the truck says fake news, internet stomping feet, and says, no, we're not. Nobody knows yet who got the money. Yeah, exactly. You could use a truck and a knife, right? What do you think about what they're talking about this morning? Yeah, she was a dealer at Las Vegas, deal cards and stuff like that. I don't know if it was a dealer, roulette wheel, something like that, but supposedly she worked in Vegas. What did you think about this morning, the news that they're talking about maybe banning what you could use to turn the semi-automatic into an automatic? Do you think there needs to be legislation on that? Yeah, I was thinking that it was a farewell inheritance gift to the girlfriend. But again, if the girlfriend gets it, what does she think, Who killed the shooter? Supposedly he killed himself. So, I mean, are you in favor of legislation that would prevent the sale of whatever the object is that can turn it into an automatic? Spencer said that if they so much as find a bag of lawn fertilizer, they will use it to hype the narrative right now. Yeah, that's true. I think they did find fertilizer, Spencer. Have you seen the picture of him lying dead in the hotel room? It looks fake. I can't really tell because I didn't see his upper body. I have seen pictures of people who were dead lying on floors. When I was in the police academy, we had to look at those things. To me, it doesn't look any different than that, to be honest with you, the parts that I saw. I'm not in favor of the government controlling anything. They are talking about outlawing bump stocks, Spencer said. Yeah, it looked real to me. Hey, Lisa, how are you? Who leaked the picture should be fired. Yeah, and they're looking into that now. Blood all over, but the casings are on top of the blood. Weird. Yeah, I didn't see the pictures I saw. I really didn't see a lot of casings. Didn't see a lot of blood. I just saw sort of the bottom half of his body. People are going to need therapy for PTSD, that's for sure. Some of the people that got inside that cab, they thought hundreds of people had been killed. I mean, when you're panicking like that and you're just running, you don't know what's going on. And, as it turned out, hundreds weren't killed. But in the midst of something like that, when you're seeing bodies fall around you, yeah, you just, you can't say. Folks have been killing each other for years. We can ban guns, but only God changes hearts. Yeah, it's not the guns. If you have a gun, you still need somebody to pull the trigger. Plus, most of those people are inebriated. I don't know what you mean by that, zero. Good morning, Marco. How are you? Only the government and the criminals should have full autos, shall not be infringed, Spencer said. And that's not going to stop anybody from mass shootings or blowing something up or running a car into them or whatever. Yeah, I'm sure, Amber, when you're running for your life, you're not going to sit there and count and see how many people there really are or how many you think they are. Some man who was there yesterday, I saw him give on the news conference. He's saying that he wished he'd had the wherewithal when it was all happening to pick up a casing. But of course, you wouldn't expect him to, and nor did anybody who was talking to him expect him to. I left my gun alone yesterday, didn't kill anybody, Hugh said. I know. The right solution would have been that everyone in Las Vegas had a gun and neutralized the shooter. Okay, but Rex called Trump. No, Rex didn't call Trump a moron, Victor. He just clarified that, if you were listening. We already have gun control. Let's enforce the laws on the books. Yes. Sad some shot ran found dead blocks away. Oh, I know. And you know what, Barbara? They probably didn't even know that they were shot, if that's true news. Semi can be converted to auto for a $40 part, Shauna said. You would have to be in the room with the shooter to get casings. Yeah, I guess Texas, he said he saw casings on the ground. So I have no idea. Hey, Lee, good to see you. I was thinking the same thing, Hugh. Mine hasn't killed anyone either, Robin said. Should only be allowed handguns. Why is that, Victor? I imagine our local is talking about gun control. They listen to CNN, Josette said. Yeah, but Texas, this wasn't a guy, he was a guy, a father, a husband who was talking about, running with his kids and his wife. He didn't look like somebody just, from looking at him talking, that somebody that would make something like that up. So he saw casings, whether it was from the shooting or something else. I have no idea. But he sounded like a really honest man. He sounded like he was still in shock. There are rifles, Victor, that aren't semi-automatics, you know what I'm saying? And they're not full automatics. Our forefathers had muzzle loaders and long rifles, yes. It sounded like Nevada has very easy gun laws. I think probably easier than California, certainly. But I don't know how easy. They did an FBI check on him, fingerprinting and all that stuff, which they do in California, so... Was listening to the police scanner that night, and the cops said 3 shooters. Yeah, Hugh, there was a lot of people running and thinking they heard shots, and people saying they saw dead bodies and shots, and so they're not sure that was actually true. So, you know, so I mean, I was listening to the same scanner, Hugh, and there was a lot of confusion. And when the dispatcher was asking, "Did you actually hear the shots fired yourself?" they would each say no. We actually need more weapons to help defend against the government. That's the point of the Second Amendment. Yes, yes, it is. And you know, the Democrats are already the echo of the gunshot can be confusing. Yes, Chicago Pops. And there were a lot of things that it was ricocheting off. It was ricocheting off the stadium, the stage, and everything else. Yeah, Victor seems like a troll. Hey, Mike, good morning. Yeah, there was, you know, again, there were several trolls. Several trolls have come in here, and their accounts are fake. And I've been finding out who they are and blocking them. I'll send some of you a DM, so if you can block them yourselves if you want to. Saw the muzzle flares from the fourth floor. You know, that's kind of been discounted. There have been the fourth floor, the 12th floor, and some people say that like at the 12th floor that was going off hours afterwards. It turned out to be like some flashing light inside the room, but it wasn't anything to do with the gun. Hey, Emily, good to see you. Yeah, I know, Barbara. Sometimes you have to do that. Strobe light, maybe. I don't know if it was a strobe light. Could have been just a regular light bulb. So, you know, that's something we may not know. Hey, Monique, good to see you. Um, so, you know. But I wanted to tell you a little bit about when I wrote about it yesterday. Again, I put it there yesterday. It's on for today, SusanKnowles.com. I did some research. A woman named Rita Katz, who's the executive director of SITE, Site Intelligence Group, and it's the world's leading non-governmental counterterrorism organization specializing in tracking and analyzing online activity of the global extremist community. She had plenty to say about whether or not ISIS was involved. And here, let me just tell you, she had like 23 comments. So let me just tell you some of them. And some of them mirror what I was thinking and said to you yesterday morning. ISIS network, the AMAQ, AMAQ, who is, that is their kind of propaganda station. And it says, they claim Las Vegas shooting, surprising as it sounds, statement issued on legitimate primary source. Interestingly, AMAQ released two statements, one claiming attacker as an ISIS soldier and the second that he converted to Islam months ago. Given what is known of the attacker, Stephen Paddock, ISIS needs evidence, otherwise might have ISIS appear more desperate. Rare, and then she goes on to say that it is a rare event that ISIS news agency AMAQ releases a follow-up statement, and that's the one about him converting to Islam. Prior to the claim, ISIS supporters didn't suspect connection to group, but ISIS linked as Rati Media was already posting celebratory images. Though rare, a mock follow-up claim was needed on ISIS' part. Currently no known radical religious element to Paddock's background. ISIS appears to be doubling down on its claim for Las Vegas, as a mock statement is being further disseminated in different languages. And some of what I said was that these people, that the ISIS typically will not come out and take responsibility for something because they want to maintain their credibility. Some people said, yeah, but it's a big thing and that they'd want to take advantage of it. And the answer is no, because they take responsibility for the small things, the big things, and they don't necessarily just take the responsibility for the big things. That's not been their MO in the past. Now, again, as I said yesterday, I'm not saying that he was connected to ISIS. What I am saying is that the FBI has come out really quickly and said there's no connection to ISIS, no connection of to international terrorism. And I think from what we're seeing, a lot of the evidence, there's at least enough evidence there to conduct an investigation. Yeah. The Democrats aren't right. All the Democrats are doing is wanting to ban guns. That's it. Robin said, I doubt that we will ever know the truth about the shooting. I'm a conspiracy person, but I'm not a conspiracy person, but there's something not right here. There's absolutely something not right about it. I have no idea wherein lies the truth and if we'll ever hear it, but something's not right. This man was too calculated, too much involved in setting everything up, buying all the equipment, going there days early, making sure that he had the view and everything else. Yeah, but why do we need automatics? I don't think we need automatics. You think we should have assault rifles on the street? Are you a troll? Password? What's the password? Password. So one said, look at a month of killings in Chicago. It equals a massacre. Absolutely. Love the police kettle method in St. Louis. Me too, Big Ralph. Automatics are not legal. They haven't been legal since 1986. Heard that he was a gun runner, millionaire with 2 planes who worked for Lockheed. Yeah, I don't know. He supposedly was an accountant and not somebody who had all of this information and know how to do this. I mean, he was pretty much, if you think about it, very, very cold, calculated, knew what he was doing. The underlying issues, America has lost its respect for life. Discuss this. Yeah, they have lost a long time ago. It started with gang members locally, really. Could have made this money in gun running. Why are we talking about Chicago, huh? Why are we not talking about Chicago, huh? Password. Obama and Holder ran guns to Mexican drug cartels, but that was perfectly okay. Walker, Texas said, yeah. Probably just a crazy liberal. Yeah, I mean, again, I think it was more than that. It was, it started with it legalizing abortions. Ben Affleck was the accountant. Hey, there you go. They said within hours he wasn't connected to ISIS, but investigating Trump for Russia for months. Yeah, exactly. An assault weapon is if you hit them with it, that's an assault. Affleck is a moron, Walker said. Antifa could be getting their act together. I know Alex Jones came out and said they found Antifa material in the room. He didn't say what it was. He didn't even hint to what it was or anything else. This isn't, it really isn't kind of Antifa's MO. And so that's kind of, you know what I'm saying? It really isn't their MO. It doesn't mean they're not beefing things up, but it just doesn't smack of Antifa. It smacks more of ISIS. Sean Hannity interviewed the family and first responders. It was powerful, Josette said. Yeah, it was. It might be their MO. Now, it could be. Not to say that they're not doing it. It could be fun to see if any of the weapons found in the room were from the Obama Fast and Furious days. Bump stocks make legal firearms. That went too fast. Trump 2020, yes. Hey, good morning, finger. If he was alt-right or alt-left, we would know by now, Lynn said. Yeah, from a guy who had absolutely no criminal background, something is not right with all of it. I don't know if it was, it didn't sound like mental illness so much because it was so, he's gone, Cully. He had to go find a new password. It was just so calculated, so well thought out, so well planned. He has no digital presence like he was scrubbed from the internet. Yeah, maybe he did that. Maybe he did that a few days before. No, we wouldn't know if he was left. Would definitely know if it was conservative. That's probably true. After someone is dead, we will never know the truth. Maybe not, but there might be some stuff that we can find. Yes, his new password is banned or blocked. Deep state, I don't think he was mentally ill either. I'm glad you said that, Robin said. Yeah, so, I just think there's more to it, and we may never be told. If he was with ISIS or Antifa, why wouldn't he say so by leaving notes? Well, we don't, Rhonda, we don't know everything. You know what I mean? We don't know what they found on his computer. We don't know what they found in his home. It could possibly be some things like that. Even the FBI could still be looking at all of this and just telling us that that he's not. No way he was with ISIS. Well, he didn't have to be with ISIS in order to be influenced by them. There's a note on the table in the room. He did leave a note. Look at the pics from the scene. They aren't telling us. 5 minutes with his phone and we would know. Yeah. Pretty amazing. Not buying ISIS, no way. Well, you don't have to buy it. I mean, girlfriend would know. Yeah, who knows what the girlfriend knows? Who knows what she's going to say? Oh, so FBI staying silent during investigation. Could be Rhonda, but they did come out immediately and said this has nothing to do with ISIS. Note is his girl shopping list. Could be. I think it's too early to tell about whether or not it's ISIS related. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I don't trust all government. And you shouldn't. In my opinion, the amount of guns in all residences, I couldn't read that. Nothing about this man that screams radical Islam, zero. Well, I think there's a lot that screams radical Islam to me. Schumer and Pelosi held a news conference pushing for stronger gun control. Of course. But they didn't talk about Chicago, did they, Chicago Pops? Girlfriend probably won't say much. So you think the video of anti-Trump is him? What? No, I don't think that was him. You mean with the little kitty cat hat, the pink kitty cat hat? No. Yeah, he supposedly had cameras in the hallway, which are unusual that you could do that in the hall in a casino when there's probably cameras there that are watching you. And I think he had one in the room. And that's also something that ISIS would do. In the end, it's possible due to evil. He did it on his own, only an evil man. Could be. Good morning, Nancy. But he was so, whatever the case may be, Barbara, and the motive, he was so well, just equipped with doing it and so calculated and premeditated. Yeah. Okay, great. Government are keeping truth from us. That's obvious now. And I don't mind so much that they're keeping information from us because of the fact that, you don't want all the information out there. I mean, if somebody else is looking at it, let's say there is somebody else who was involved and you're giving out all the information, they'll know exactly what to say and what not to say. Casinos have cameras that pick up cheaters, so they will have hundreds of hours of tapes on him. They should have hundreds of hours of tapes. He probably started planning on November 9th last year. Probably, Walker. Probably. That would not surprise me at all. There's a lot of, I think yesterday, there was a moment of silence on the House floor for Las Vegas and the victims. And we had two Democrats Congresspeople who walked out of the floor. One was Seth Moulton, Democrat from Massachusetts, and Catherine Clark, also a Democrat. They left the floor before the moment of silence. That tells you exactly what kind of respect that they have for you as people of America. Yes, they both left, and they're basically saying we're not going to do a moment of silence. We need to talk about gun control. So we're not Democrats or anything else, but I think that you need to. I would vote them out too, and I would certainly if I were one of their constituents, because not every Democrat thinks that way. What do you think about November 4th? I think, Rhonda, that people need to take that seriously. Maybe they had to, maybe they did. They'll have to do it more often now. Dems and rhinos are anti-American, period. Well, they're anti-God. We certainly know that from their voting on the DNC a couple of years ago. Unbelievable. They couldn't just stand there in silence for the lives lost. They put cameras in motel rooms in Canada. They disguise them as CO2 detectors, but they have cameras, mics, and antennas in them because they're wireless. Wow, Hugh, remind me not to stay at a motel in Canada. Hopefully they will be voted out of office, Chicago Pop said. That would be nice. That would be nice. If you guys could, if you would please retweet this at this time, that would be great. Good morning, Frankie. Good to see you. Well, it wasn't their idea, so they had to run away and pout. Exactly. Now, if it was, let's have a moment of silence and let's have a vote for gun control, which is what they wanted, they certainly would have stayed. Libs think speech is violence now. They are coming for us. Then we will end them. Well, what will you do to take serious? What will you do to take serious November 4th? Well, I'm going to be looking where I'm going. I'm going to be looking at the people around me. Okay, thank you, Finger. You stay safe as well. I'm going to be, being more cautious on that day. I mean, just being alert. Gun grab will cause civil war for sure. Mike said, first NFL, now the guns, next barbecuing. Nancy, please don't tell me you barbecue. That's horrible. November 4th, bring it on. I'm in South and we all have guns. Bama said, don't wear Trump shirt on November the 4th. Watch large polling places. November 4th, Ibris is when Antifa says they're going to start killing people. Don't support the NFL. We don't, Bama. I know. Cully, she barbecues. Oh, my God. Arm yourself. Stay away from large crowds. Exit strategy, yes. Antifa attacking 11-4. I'll wear my Reagan Bush shirt November 4th, Bama said. November 4th equal load extra mags, Texas said. I think November 4th has started early. I know, Amber. Was it November 4th or was it October, 3rd? LA Child, Marlene. I know, LA Child. I mean, can you believe she's been ostracized because she barbecues in California, no less. Robin said, I'll just stay home on November 4th. November 4th is a Saturday. Seems like an odd day. Have they made Antifa a terrorist organization? No, Walker, they did not. They made everybody else but them. Pray God's protection over you on November 4th. Thank you, Lee, and over you as well. And everybody in the scope and everybody on the replay. Sounded like two guns to me, but he had two windows. Yeah, that's one thing, Shauna. The sounds were different, but if it was a different angle going a different direction, it could have made that barbecue. Oh my gosh! And you put meat on that barbecue, Nancy, as if it wasn't bad enough that you were barbecuing. You put meat on the barbecue grill. Oh my gosh! I've lost all respect now. He had 23 guns and two windows. I know, Big Ralph. He was in for the long haul, that's for sure. Barbecue asparagus. No, take that asparagus off the barbecue, Shauna. You can't have that. Antifa is not going to do anything, Cully said. Who knows? They may not. Please send names of victims, families for prayer, and all those affected. He had tripods and had them, set to fire. I'm alerting my local government about 11-4. Yes, meat dies twice, Nancy said. Someone disclosed room service tickets. Yeah, they said that he had room service. So again, he probably had them hidden in suitcases. Robin also loves meat on the barbecue. Oh, Robin, I'm just so disappointed. We're talking about just things that, like the anti-gun thing, Rhonda. Now it's like, anti-barbecue. The Democrats will take away everything that you do. Meat on the Barbie. That's right. Yes, I mean, really, if you do those type of things and you barbecue in your town, you shouldn't tell anybody. Robin Nancy said you'll have to take cover from the Democrats with her. No more pies. Oh, my gosh. There are people in here who actually eat pies. That's horrible. Room service doesn't always come into your room with dinner. That's true. Steak should be red and rare, Texas said. Barbecue matters, Cully said. Anything manly is now a secret. Exactly. They banned the smoke in certain parts of Austin, of course. Walker said. Ban Chevrolet too. I'm stocking up, not telling anyone, Amber said. Yeah, I guess I should, after the program, I'll have to go hide my barbecue grill that's in the backyard. I didn't mean to offend anyone, and now that Nancy's kind of brought it to the forefront, I'll have to get rid of it. Yeah, we don't have plastic bags, Emily, in California anymore unless we want to pay 10 cents a bag. You have to bring your own bag. Yep, trying to get rid of fireplaces, Asher said, where she's at. I know, meat. People really still eat meat. I don't think, H-Man, I think that you can clean a room. You can put your guns back in your suitcases and golf bags and anything else. And typically they're not opened up, and you can also lock your suitcases now. So that's a possibility as well. The only ones to take a knee Clydesdales on 9/11. There you go. Obama tried to get rid of cows. Well, in California, they regulate the gas that comes out of cows. So there you go. Ban cow farts. Thank you, Coley. Thank you for standing up and saying that. Yes, carts kill now golf clubs, golf bags. My neighbors are complaining about my hens making too much noise, Asher said. Nothing will happen on November 4th. We are praying against anything in Jesus' name. Thank you, Gisette. California is nuts. Well, yes. I know. I know. Also, I found that there were some contributions that have been made to the anti-Trump resistance group. It's a nonprofit organization. Here's who gave money. The W.K. Kellogg Foundation. He's the founder of Kellogg Company. He gave $3 million. The Ford Foundation, $2,350,000. The Open Society Foundation, which is founded by George Soros, gave $1,750,000. California Endowment gave $524,500. Hey, Jerry, how are you? Marguerite Casey Foundation, $515,000. Fidelity Charitable Gift, $505,100. And the National Immigration Law Center gave $316,000. Now, here's what I don't understand. If you're into immigration and that's what you really want to do, and you're getting money from the federal government for your immigration, shouldn't you be using that on immigration? This money is going to anti-Trump groups. Gas meter on a cow's ass. We have a load of cows. Some of the same people pushing abortion and eugenics. Well, see, Texas, there should be meters on cows. See, that's the problem. If you were in California, you'd understand that. He did have more than one weapon that he was shooting with from both windows. If you recall, the sheriff said that he created an automatic weapon that would continuously shoot from one window. What's supposed to be happening on the 4th? Antifa is supposed to be, according to them, killing people and trying to take over the government. Yeah, so those are all the resistance groups giving money. Everyone tweet Jimmy Kimmel that he's not funny. Comedians don't like that. And also, what's that other woman's name? I can never remember her name because I try to put her out of my head. The blonde that used to date 50 Cent. Chelsea Handler. Tweet her and tell her that she's not funny either. There were definitely at least 2 shooters. I have intel on the ground there. Automatic fire coming from 2 different locations. Multiple sources say as many as 15 people shot firing. Doc Green says, I don't know, yes, your intel's saying that. I'd like to see some more proof of that. Again, I was listening to the Scopes that night. There was a lot of panic. Yes, tell the hideous comedians they're not funny. It peeps him out. Trey Gowdy said, difficult to believe one man could do this. Are we going to get into the utter with the cow jokes? That's utterly possible, Texas. Let's see. Now, here's another thing that I think that, when I talk about maybe there's a possibility of at least investigating whether there was a connection to ISIS. Hey, Debbie. Samantha Bee's show on TBS is not funny. Debbie said, Oprah hates Texas cows. Yeah. They're saying that the killer was prescribed anti-anxiety drugs months before the massacre. Now, I don't know if it's coincidence, but you remember just about a week ago, I was telling you that ISIS gives the children anti-anxiety drugs before they strap on the vests to go blow people up. And it helps them do that better. So, I don't know. Maybe he read that, got that from there. I have no idea. Anti-anxiety drugs. Okay. I take an anxiety pill. Doesn't make you. No, it doesn't. No, Ron, it's not about being crazy. It's about sometimes it helps you to lower the anxiety so you can, like I said, with the kids, they give the kids those drugs so they won't feel anxious when they strap the bombs on them. Everyone is an anti-something nowadays. I know. Some people are anti-anti. Show us the video, right? Always does. Late night liberal shows, yes. Calming you down. That's right, Amber. And it's not to say there's anything wrong with people who get anti-anxiety medication. I'm just saying, for me, that's another indication that's a possibility that they should look into it. Commercials make me sick. I know, isn't it too bad that he is? But thank you, Barbara. I will keep checking on that. Becoming anti-late night shows. I know, Emily. Why watch those? I'm anti, yes. Anti-anxiety aren't antidepressants. But if you take those drugs, you take when calm you down, not agitated, or if doubles anxiety attack. Yeah. Can't watch Kimmel, Fallon, or the other creep. Bama said. Asher, I love chickens. My grandfather used to raise them. Tell your neighbors to get alive. Jesus' blood is my anti-everything drug. Absolutely. Absolutely. There are a lot of professors that are coming out lately and saying anti-Trump stuff. It seems really weird that a lot of these people are all assistant professors. Why is that? Do they not want to get tenure? We all need to organize. I was on pain meds after surgery, and it did affect me. Oh, my gosh, I was so talkative, and normally I'm not, Vicky said. That's funny. I refuse to take pain medication. I just won't do it. Let's see. One professor, a history professor, who's not an associate professor that I can tell, at Central Connecticut State University, is displaying in his yard for Halloween a Trumpian ship of state with Trump, which features a giant pirate ship named the Constitution, commanded by a smoke-breathing Trump. And he has a DACA child there who's looking like it's going to be thrown off the ship, and Comey, who is walking the plank. So I guess, he thinks that's funny. Nothing happened between Trump and Tillerson. There were allegations from the media. Nothing happened, as usual. And so another assistant professor, George Cicerello Meyer, M-A-H-E-R, he's hyphenated name, tweeted after Las Vegas, white people and men will go on shooting sprees when they don't get what they want. He's an assistant professor at Drexel University. In 2016, at Christmas, he tweeted, "All I want for Christmas is white genocide." So these are the people who are teaching your children. He may have called him a moron, though, but frustrated. He's saying that he didn't. Well, hello, Ivar. Hubby said Tillerson was on a little while ago, dispelled the moron. Yes, Jerry, he did. We're the only first world country that has a United States Constitution, Marco. What's their names? Sure. Okay. How are we to drain the university, stop the brainwashing? Well, stop sending your kids there, Emily. The idea of Tillerson saying that is so annoying, though. I thought he changed the subject. I mean, really, if you stop sending your children to these universities, they're going to go out of business. My hens and that's what you need to do. That's how you stop. That's how you stop them from doing that. There are many people that know Trump that attest to his wisdom. He is smart. Cannot believe this stuff coming out of uni. I don't know what that is. Marco, are you an American citizen? If you are an American citizen, you'll know what's so good about it. And the Lord gave us Trump. Yep. Start with Princeton. It is a swamp. No, Trump isn't a moron, Bama, just because you disagree with him. Prayer works, Nancy said. He is smart and blessed. I love that Trump is down to earth, Antonia said. Yes. And for somebody who is as rich as he is, then, it is hard to believe that he is so down to earth, which is great. Prayer is everything. There was somebody else that's on, and you might want to go and check this out. There's a guy that supposedly owns a deli in Illinois who came out and said, as soon as I heard it was country music, he's in reference to Las Vegas, as soon as I heard it was country music, I felt relief. White people shooting white people isn't terror, it's community outreach. If you're interested in contacting him to find out if it's true, what he said, it's Max Deli in Highland Park, Illinois. Telephone number 847-831-0600. 847-831-0600. If you want to call him and ask him, did he say that? If not, that's fine. If you never suffered depression, you don't understand. I also believe in prayer. Now take meds. What is wrong with these people? No compassion. Yeah, Jerry. I mean, basically, to say something like that is unbelievable. To say that about anybody, whether it's your political party or not. It's just a very strange thing to say. Opportunists, yep. And some of the things that we've kind of sort of forgotten about as far, let's say, in Puerto Rico, I'm moving on to Puerto Rico. There are 1,687 homebound veterans in Puerto Rico who require ongoing treatment such as dialysis, chemotherapy, and insulin to survive. Since Maria struck on September 20th, the San Juan VA Medical Center has dispatched special teams consisting of a doctor, nurse, and social worker to visit the homes of each and every one of those vets. So that's really good. I think so, Emily. I was surprised to learn. I mean, we're always learning about new things and what people think about you. There's a new name for white girls now, which I'm not even going to bring up. But I was, disappointed to see that was being used, that people believed the stereotype and used that. It's the same thing with country music and white people. Robin said, I hate pain meds. They make you feel horrible. People that make statements about Vegas for political gain anger me to no end. Mike said, exactly. I don't know why any Christian would condone pro-choice. I don't either. How sick was it? Yeah, the Puerto Rican mayor. My daughter is a freshman in college this year. It's awful. Don't speak another language. We can't speak with you. You need to speak English in here because we don't speak Russian or Greek or anything else or any of the other stuff. Universities ruin students. Some of them do, the very liberal ones. More, I think, some of the private universities instead of the public schools. This story is coming out. It seems to me very hard to believe. I hope this isn't true, and I wish we could see more about it in the news. Supposedly, an Iraqi war veteran, Chris Bethel, said he desperately tried to call 911 in the hotel front desk to tell them where the shooter was. He looked out his window and saw police were responding to the wrong place. When he finally got someone on the phone, he led police to the 32nd floor of the Mandalay Bay, telling them he's not over there, he's over here. Wrong story. I'll tell you what it was in a minute that I was going to say. So you have an Iraqi war veteran who saw the shooting, saw the shooter in the 32nd floor. Thank you, Frankie. You too. So he's just saying there was only shooting coming out of the 32nd floor and no place else, and he kind of led police there. Let me see if I can find the other story really quickly. Other news. I'm just kind of giving you some news. John Rich performed 1 hour before the shooting, yes. And did you see that they all had their cell phones up with the lights on, and they were singing God Bless America? So another thing that I read, and I can't seem to find the story right now, but they're saying that there was a man who took a vehicle during all of this to take people to the hospital, and now they're charging him. I can't. Did anybody else see that? I'm hoping that wasn't a true story. Good, Robin. Robin said her husband is a professor of a small college, and her children will be going there. I heard the Puerto Rican mayor is running for something. Yeah. for being a Democrat. Too many these days that hate God in America. Absolutely, Vicky. Very true. There's the woman, one young woman, beautiful young woman. She got shot in her eye, her right eye. I remember people talking about that the night of the shooting. She is from San Diego, and she lost her eye, and she is maybe facing brain damage from it. She's 27 years old. She has a GoFundMe account set up. Anybody is interested, they removed her right eye where the bullet was lodged, and there is an implant there now to keep the space open. She has sight in her left eye, but will never see from the right eye again. Yeah, I know. They left their keys in the car, and that does not happen. Must have been, accidental, and that he was able to take. I think he said 30 some people to the hospital. I don't know if it's the same person, but it's unbelievable. You will never see a rap concert singing "God Bless America." No, it's true. I know. Bless her who lost her eye. Her name, Tina Frost. She was one of, there was another woman who was 42, as I told you yesterday, an attorney, family law attorney and criminal defense attorney. She was actually killed. Bless the 60 that lost their lives, yes. Yeah, horrible. The cops were transporting victims in their cars. I mean, people were just absolutely picking them up. And in the cab driver, she picked up people. Some were bleeding and said they had broken bones. We do need to take control of the country. Needs to be done by law, bringing law back in, making law vogue again. Glad you're back, Kilo, Texas Kilo. And also, a couple of weeks ago, yes, Ruth, it's really horrible. As far as Tina Frost is concerned and all the other people, there were other people from San Diego, a police officer and a firefighter who were there who shielded people and helped rescue people. A couple of weeks ago, we talked about Natalie Holloway and in Aruba. Her father had gone there and felt that they had found bones, and they were trying to do DNA tests on them to see if that was Natalie Holloway. And it turns out, according to the scientists who looked at the skeletal fragments, they did not belong to Natalie Holloway. I don't know that the family is ever going to get any peace and know what happened to their daughter. And it's extremely sad. You're a doctor who was treating everyone coming in. Bless all those people who helped. I know. A lot of heroic events came out of a horrible, horrible tragedy. There's people, shielding their wives, shielding strangers, and everything else. Closure is needed for the Holloway family. Just don't think they'll ever get it. Hey, Beck, while that story needs a happy ending, the Holloways, yes. They really do. I mean, just, I don't know for them, and I wouldn't wish this on anyone, but I think probably in their minds, they also see her as maybe being somebody who is in like a sex slave trade or whatever. A possibility. They don't know whether she's dead or that's happening to her. Oh, Becky just woke up. So, I mean, yeah, the parents did divorce Marlene. And that's not atypical when something like this happens. Very sad. Yeah, so think she died that night. Yeah, I think, Barbara, that's probably what happened. The islands there are so corrupt and sketchy, Nancy said. Yeah, and how do we know? I don't know if there were independent scientists that were looking at them or scientists just from Aruba. Or were they telling the truth? I guess we have to assume that they are. But again, the family, that doesn't help the family any. It's like every time they get their hopes up of knowing something, it's, just shot right back down. Agree there should be a limit on how many guns that somebody should buy, and I'm pro Second Amendment. At least Vandersloot is in prison. I know, Julia. God, what a piece of work. Yeah, Vandersloot knows what happens, for sure. And you wonder, like that guy who led them there said, this is what happened, and I helped him. I mean, so now, was that guy lying? What? No, gun shop owners are not as bad as drug pushers. So, yeah, but he is in prison, so that's a good thing. So, thank you guys for being here today. If you would, please retweet this and share this with everybody. And we'll see you again tomorrow. God bless you. Take care. Been great scope. Nobody asked for money. Hey, Antonio. No super PACs that you have to donate to. No Patreon accounts. Nothing. This was a money-free scope. So thank you guys. Thank you so much. God bless you. Take care. Have a great day. Thank you, everybody on YouTube. We'll see you again tomorrow. Please share this if you will. Would really appreciate it. And it doesn't want me to say goodbye to you guys. I can't. I can't stop the show. So we'll just have to stay on for the rest of the day. Have a great day, you guys. Take care.